Fair and balanced debate. Sean Spicer, Communications Director for the RNC, and Brad Woodhouse, Communications Director for the DNC. Gentlemen, thanks for coming in. Good to see you both.
Thank you for having us.
All right, Sean, how encouraged are you by that latest poll number?
Greatly. I think beyond just those numbers, this week's Gallup poll shows President Obama's poll numbers falling below those of President Carter's. But what I'm actually more interested in is that I think in the policy standpoint, which is where President Obama has really failed to deliver, it's President Obama's record that makes us wonder, that makes us look like Jimmy Carter's been a great success. So I think that the president's failure on jobs and the economy is what's driving those numbers and can continue to propel a Republican back to the White House.
All right, Brad, let me ask you first, because I know you want to respond to the red meat that Sean just threw out. But in addition to that, I want to ask you, when you have a generic GOP candidate, that polls better for the GOP than when you have specific names that match up against President Obama. They lose ground when you get to a specific candidate.
That's exactly right. I mean, Sean would like to run a generic candidate against President Obama, but when one of these flawed candidates, a Mitt Romney who's got a number of issues he's dealing with, the flip-flops, the dishonesty, or any of these other candidates are matched up against the president fares much better. Most national polls, the president's ahead. Most state-based polls in the battleground states, the president is ahead. And I think Sean's living in a little bit of alternative universe. You know, we've created, the president, the country has created 2.9 million private sector jobs over the past 21 months. So there's something there for the American people to look at, and it will be a choice. That's what those head-to-head polls show.
But the reality, Shannon, is 1.8 million less people are employed than they were the day President Barack Obama took office. So I think that's good spin, but the reality is more and more people unemployed. In fact, last week's
Sean should pick a target.
Last week's jobs numbers showed that 315,000 people stopped looking for work.
Now last month, hold on, let me get in here.
They are. I mean, I just think that when you look at the economy, they try to put all of the best numbers on, but they've got to put a baseline back. When did he start office, and what's the total record? And it's not good. So, it's a failure on debt, it's a failure on the economy, it's a failure on jobs.
Look, so depending on the month, Sean wants to pick the unemployment rate when it's higher, and then he wants to pick something else when the unemployment rate is lower. The unemployment rate is at its lowest point since the second month that President Obama was in office. So he doesn't want to talk about the rate. He wants to talk about something else. The truth of the matter is that we've seen 400,000 private sector jobs have been created in the past 3 months. Now, Sean, the RNC, these Republican candidates, Republicans on the Hill, would love for the economy to tank because they think it would help them in the presidential election, and they are chagrined that the economy is starting to show some signs of life. But the fact of the matter is that without any help from Republicans on the Hill, they've filibustered everything the president's tried to do on jobs. We are seeing slow but steady improvement in the jobs picture.
John, do you want the economy to collapse?
Absolutely. No, I think what we would like.
Why didn't you cheer 8.6% unemployment?
I think
you didn't cheer it.
Sure, we did. We said that's not true. No, I think what I'm trying to do is make sure that people watching understand, because when you try to just say, oh, things are getting better, I don't think if you go out into America, whether it's in Washington, D.C. or Washington State or anywhere else in this country, and you say, are you doing better than you were 3 years ago? Anybody is going to say, God, I feel like I'm doing better.
You never hear out of the Republicans, gosh, that was a good month. For better months. What they want to do
you see our candidates talking about a better future.
What they want to do is they want to talk down the economy. They would be happy if not a single job were created between now and next year.
Do you really think that's true?
I absolutely believe it's true. And Michelle Bachmann, one of your candidates, has said that. She said higher unemployment would help her get elected president. She's your candidate, not mine.
I think that when you look at what our candidates are talking about in these debates, what they talked about,
what Michelle Obama
what they said last night with Governor Huckabee on his show, was each one of them are laying out a vision, whether it's foreign policy, the economy, or a myriad of other areas, where they're trying to stake out a better vision for this country. And each one of them, frankly, has a better plan for the economy that's on their websites, where each one of them is laying out a vision, how to put people back to work, how to make the economy stronger. So that is just false.
Putting people back to work is not voting against construction workers and saying that we can't invest in infrastructure. It's not telling teachers and firefighters and police officers that they need to be laid off. That's not a solution for America. And besides, what they have on their websites are plans to return to the same things that were failing us in 2007 and 2008.
You might need to hit refresh on your browser then.
They want Wall Street to go back doing the same things it was doing. You know, your chosen candidate, Mitt Romney.
Name one area that the president's economic program, name one statistic that the president has succeeded on since he's been in office.
Well, look, I will tell you, we have created 2.9 million jobs in the private sector in the past 21 months. Now, you may not think that that's a good record, but it's a heck of a lot better record than what we came into office with.
All right, gentlemen, we're out of time. We could listen to this all day. And next time we're going to sell tickets, sort of a pay-per-view situation. And you should know that they are good buddies in real life. They disagree on politics, but on important things like supporting our troops, these guys come together when it's important. All right. Sean, Brad, thank you both very much.
Thanks for having us.